Hello. I thought today I might make a very simple and delicious dessert, which is a mango and passion fruit fool. This contains no sugar other than the sugar that's naturally in the fruit, and it contains no fat because it has fat-free ingredients, which seems to tick every box that you give me to tick. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious, and providing you can get the ingredients, easy peasy. So let's show you what we're going to do. We're going to take one mango. This is for 2 people, or for 2 servings, should I say. So it might be one person needs to eat 2 days running, I'm afraid. You need 2 passion fruit. They come in packs of 3, don't ask. I went to 4 shops before I found passion fruit. So when I found a pack of 3, I fell on them with squeals of delight and brought 3 home. So 2 passion fruit, 1 ripe mango, must be ripe, and 150 grams of 0 fat Greek yogurt. Now this is 170 grams, but 20 grams between friends I think is absolutely fine. Now, we discussed before how to prepare a mango, and I'm sure you all remember, because you're paying such good attention to me. You need to find where the mango stone is. So you need to put your knife down, and I can feel the stone. So I'm going to move out a little bit. I feel the stone. And you keep moving out until you find you're not hitting the stone. And you cut the cheek, there's the stone there, off the mango, like that. And once again, what I was told is very ripe mangoes aren't terribly ripe, and the stone is right at the edge there. So you take it to the other side. This mango's got much in the stone. Why does this happen to me? So then you take the other cheek off. So that's 2 cheeks of a mango. And if you remember, there's various ways of doing this. The recipe said peel your mango. Well, we don't hold any truck with that, do we, girls? We do this, and we do this, and then we turn it inside out, and you can just cut those chunks off ready into a bowl. You can then, of course, peel the rest of the mango. And I have to say, the 2 ripe and ready to eat mangoes, do you think that's a bit of a swizz, this ripe and ready to eat nonsense? They were much harder than this, and there were 2 and I only wanted 1. So I didn't buy those. You don't fool me, Mr. Sainsbury, I thought to myself. So there's quite a lot of mango on here that you can take off. Just making sure that you avoid that stone, because we want all of it. You can, of course, buy ready prepared mango, which would be a much easier way of doing it. You can buy tinned mango, but they do packets. The bit of the supermarket where it's got ready prepared veg and things, it's got pineapple and mango, usually. So I could have done that, but I thought I would show you again in case you missed the video or haven't been bothered to watch the video where I did a mango before. You'll at least know how to do something with a mango, and that is what you do. Okay, so that's our first thing to do. We're going to dice the flesh of half the mango, and we're going to liquidize the flesh of the other half. I'm going to dice it quite small because I'm going to put this in little dishes. So I want the bits of mango quite small. I don't want the lumps of it in there. So I'm going to dice these bits up first. And as I say, if you remember, I've got frozen mango in my freezer. But I've been busy on a Zoom meeting. I wasn't organised enough to get it out and defrost it. I just had to get a meal. One of us is always going out. Bob was out last night and is out again tonight. I was on a Zoom meeting last night before Bob went out, trying to fit meals in between Zooms and drinks. And Bob does this dressing up meeting with his jolly chums, and he puts a dinner suit on. I only ever see him in a pair of jeans, I have to say. But he puts a dinner suit on and has a gin and tonic and natters a couple of, well, for an hour, which seems like a fun thing to do. So we're going to take those chunks off there, like so. And I am aware you may not all have a liquidizer, so I'm going to do them with my hand blender, which is known professionally by me as my zhuzh, which I use to make soup or whatever. And in fact, when we were emptying the kitchen to have the new worktops, and Bob came across this instrument, which he didn't know I had. I don't know where he's been living all this time. I was explaining to him what it did, and I realised with some horror that it not only has a soup blendery bit, but it has a whisk. And I can't find the whisk anywhere. I mean, we have emptied every cupboard in the kitchen. So the whisk has clearly been, I don't know what's happened to it. It's been disposed of in some, I don't know why, but it's gone. Anyway, I have no whisk, which is very sad. So I'm going to chop that up, and then the rest of it, I'm going to make into a puree. I'm going to put it in this bowl, these bits, and I'm going to liquidize, as I say, using my hand blender. So I'm going to turn you off and come back when I've done that, because it's a bit boring, isn't it, really? I'm sure it's a bit boring watching me do this. So I'll switch you off for a moment and we'll come back in a min. Just put you on pause. Now, this puree is not as pureed as it would be had I used a liquidizer or my Magimix or something, but I didn't want to do that because you don't all have one. I think if you used, for instance, tinned mango, you could probably mash them as finely as this, but this is what we've got, which is 1/2 of mango, or if you're making it for 4 people, 1 whole mango, liquidized down to a puree. You then get your passion fruit, and you take one. Now, passion fruits are really, really hard. If you've ever, I'm sure you have used a passion fruit before, maybe you haven't. This is what they look like. They're full of seeds, which you scrape out into there. Those seeds in there, like so. Oops, mix those up. And that juice should be in there, but hey, it's not. Stir that in together. Separate those seeds, because they seem to stay in a bit of a lump. They come out in a lump, and you need to sort of separate them out. Oh, I love passion fruit. My friend makes a really brilliant passion fruit cocktail. Can't remember what it's called. Possibly passion fruit cocktail. Absolutely gorgeous. That's the 2 flavours mixed in together. And to this, you add lemon or lime juice to taste. And I've got to go and get it, so hang on. I've decided to use lime juice with this because I think lime and mango, they're kind of right together, aren't they? And you add it to taste. Again, I always keep a bottle in the fridge. You can obviously buy a lime, but bottled is really convenient because you only want a bit, and then you're stuck with the lime, and you've got to have a cocktail, which would be dreadful. So you add that to taste. And the only way to know if it's to your taste is, of course, how dreadful, to taste it. Oh, that's lovely. So then, get your yogurt. And this is available absolutely everywhere. But you want the small one, which isn't available absolutely everywhere. So if you're making it just for 2, you might have to hunt a bit, just a little bit for that. And you get a bowl, and you fold. What do you know what I need? I need my jolly old spatula, which I've got out. You fold half the diced fruit and all of the puree through this yogurt. Over. And I am going to get a spatula. Sorry, how inefficient of me not to have a spatula about my person. So I'm going to break that up with a spatula. I'm going to put half the diced fruit, not half, and all of the puree into here. I'm just going to fold it through. You want a sort of marbled effect, if you can get it. Just making sure I'm having to look over my shoulder to see if you can see me. It's quite inconvenient. Right, there we are. So that's it. And to divide that into 2 dishes. Now my 2 dishes that I want to use, I'm not sure I can reach them, which is a tad inconvenient. So what I might do is do it into 2 glasses instead, because the dishes are quite high up. And I'm, it's a sign of old age, isn't it? I'm very dubious about climbing up on steps and things if Bob's not in the house, just in case I go perler. Which is easy enough to do. Just ask Julie Williams. Very easy to fall when you don't expect to. A friend of mine has recently fallen and broken her collarbone. I said, how did you do that? She said, I just tripped. It was one of those things. It's just easy to do. So I'm actually a little old ladyish about it. I'm very, very careful. And I wait for Bob to be here, mainly because he will then climb up for me. But actually, I'm happy to climb up, but as long as he's here to hear me shriek if I plunge to earth. So there's that, and those 2, like that. And then on top of that, you put, on the bottom of my bowl's dirty, you put the rest of your mango chunks like that. Mango half on each. Mango chunks. And did you think I'd forgotten, reader? No, I hadn't. You get your second passion fruit. Be careful, because they really are hard, and if they slip, if you've got a very sharp knife like that and they slip because the outside skin is hard, you could really cut yourself. So do be careful. And then you scrape your other seeds on top. All that lovely juice, and they've got that lovely sort of perfumed kind of flavor. It's hard to describe passion fruit if you're not familiar with it, and it's a lovely perfume sort of. It's a smell as well as a taste. Do you know what I mean? They're gorgeous. Anyway, so you pop those on top, and there you have, in about, I don't know, 2 seconds, there you have a dessert. How lovely is that? And she said, rushing over to her camera, and no fat, no sugar, no cooking, a little bit of washing up, easy peasy. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you make it soon. Cheerio.